one another, our beautiful journeys in life, leading us to our sacred space in the heart. Hence, it is called the heart space. So, today's topic of discussion, and I hope you'll get to reflect and share yours as well, is the need to be seen. And what does it really mean, and where is that coming from, and how to really understand this principle? Because I remember one of our teachers, he had once mentioned Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, one of our teachers in the great line of disciplic succession. He was getting bombarded by his students and saying, why haven't I seen God? Many people in this world, they have this question. If God is everywhere, He's everything, then why haven't I seen Him? Why doesn't He show up? So then he mentioned to his students that our effort to see God is great, but more important than that is we should act in such a way that God would want to see us. I thought
Mm.
that was very interesting because whenever we're struggling in life, we have this common question, where is God? Why isn't He there? Some of some of my students were so hurt when thousands of people are being displaced, children are being hurt and killed. And they asked me, where is God? Why doesn't He show up? Why doesn't He show Himself? Show His true colors? So these are some of the most common questions that come when we're having having seen and experiencing things that we're not able to fully comprehend. So that's why this great teacher, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, he says, why don't you act in a way that God would want to see you? So, hence, this discussion of what it means and the need to be seen. In the wisdom text, we understand that the most painful experience in this world that we continuously suffer from is is very deep, and that is our existential invisibility. We have a problem, is that we are in this world and yet we feel invisible. We are not seen. I remember a student of mine had gone to this big music festival in Georgia. I mean, in Tennessee. It's called the Bonnaroo Festival. It's like Woodstock in Europe. They have maybe 100 to 200,000 people come from Thursday to Sunday. All these musical bands come from all over the world. After he came back from the musical event, I asked him, how was it? He said, it was great. I loved it. There's still something remains unfulfilled in my life because he felt invisible in the midst of 200,000 people. It's an interesting phenomenon because the soul by design is always seeking to be seen in this world. And so today's topic, the need to be seen, we will make it into a little acronym. The acronym for this topic is called SEEN, SEEN. to be seen. So this S in this acronym SEEN is to understand that S is for separation. That means that there is something that we are separated from, and we're trying to bridge that gap. Something is hiding, something is lurking, something is eagerly uh, awaiting. Who is waiting? What is waiting? So think of it like this. Imagine you're a little child and you go to this big, huge mall in the United States. In India, we have big open markets. In Europe, you also have flea markets. Imagine you go to this market, and in this market, there is everything to see and all this beautiful food to smell and taste, all these places to go and play and touch, and all this concerts, music, everything is going on. And you're in this marketplace with your parents who love you dearly, and you get lost. Imagine 5-year-old child and you're lost in this marketplace and you're distracted by all these games that are in this marketplace. The mood of the child who is lost in this place, no matter how much distraction he is exposed to, he or she is exposed to, this child is simply in complete agony, looking and searching for the parents, and nowhere to be found. He's wandering around in this marketplace, waiting to be found, waiting and begging and pleading that his parents will see him. So, this world of being lost in a marketplace, waiting to be found and waiting to be seen so you can go back with, in union with the parents. This is the condition that we are in. We are in a state of separation from our true eternal relationship with our divine parents. So this is what separation means. This S stands for separation. There is something that has disconnected us from the very source of a space where we are fully loved and fully seen. And this life that we live, you'll notice we are constantly seeking some sort of reunion. And so hence this word S for separation. And then the E is essence. In this beautiful, massive marketplace of the material world, this E is for essence. That means beyond performance and personality. Think of it like this. You're a little child and you're on a stage, you're performing your best musical expose. And can you please close this door? Thank you for. So you're in the midst of thousands of people and you make this incredible musical performance. Everyone is clapping and everyone is rejoicing and celebrating your success, your talent, your ability. But deep inside, all those praise, all those clap It's creating a space between you and the people, and creating a space and feeling of emptiness within yourself. And often you'll notice success is a very, very lonely place. All this recognition and worship that sometimes we are pursuing in life, those are more and more layers that is related to performance and adding more to your external personality. But deep inside, we remain empty. And this is what happened when Vyasadeva, who is the compiler of the Vedas, he writes all the Vedas, and he still remains. The whole world is thinking, wow, what a great book, and incredible information, and will change mankind for good. But deep inside, he remains dissatisfied. And finally, when he approaches his teacher and his teacher walks up to him and notices the pain and suffering inside of him, the emptiness, and his teacher, Narada Muni, this great sage, he literally sees Vyasadeva for who he is in his heart. And he expresses to him that I see your heart, but the world has not seen your heart. And so therefore, bhakti in the world of bhakti, to be seen is to actually see the essence of being, to see the heart, which is in the depths of all the coverings of performance and all these layers and layers of personality that we cover our true self in. Because the world sees your talent, they see your productivity, they see your charisma, they all see the performance. But deep inside, God sees us, and those who are situated in their heart, they're able to see us for who we truly are. So, this is what essence means. Someone who's able to really, really see the depths of our being. And the second E is for exposure. Exposure, seen in this acronym, exposure is the courage to remain spiritually uncovered. Everyone in this world, we have many, many layers and layers and layers of protection. And we are not ready. We don't have the courage to show the world what that true beauty that we have inside of us. So, think of it again as another student who is doing his best to be the best in the class, learning everything perfectly, doing his morning sadhana, learning the science, learning the philosophy, living all his life. Externally, everything looks perfect. He wakes up in the morning and does his morning sadhana, does the yoga, does meditation, eats healthy, dresses well, speaks well. Externally, everything is good. Nothing wrong. But something inside of the student remains unfulfilled, and he goes to the teacher. My dear teacher, there is something in me that feels inadequate. I don't feel like I'm making much progress. Something inside feels empty. Something inside feels like there's a lot of struggle. I am not being able to keep up with my personal growth and my daily spiritual practices. And the teacher looks at him and he says, wow, this is so beautiful. Teachers are seeing that this person is making that effort. And that effort is where everything grows because we are recognizing that all our individual efforts are not really making progress and advancement in our lives. When you recognize that this is not just the individual efforts that is required to make progress in life, then the teacher says, this is it. Your spiritual life has now begun. Why? Because you're recognizing there is something more than individual effort that is needed, and that is called grace. So, in order to recognize spiritual growth means we need courage to recognize that we can't do it on our own. We will need support. We will need sangha. We will need a family, a spiritual family to be there. We will need divine intervention. But to recognize that it needs courage. And so therefore, we remain exposed, the word exposure. Our vulnerabilities, our struggles, we expose them. And we are then able to be seen. So this is the second E for exposure. And then the N stands for notice. Notice means mutual recognition. In our lives, we will see that you see someone, but they don't see you. So when we are growing together in a community, what happens is that everyone sees each other because there is a mutual recognition of the spiritual essence. We actually notice that. I give you a simple story from this epic called the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, there was this elderly uh, mendicant. His name is Vidura. He lived on the outskirts of the city in a little cottage and lived a very simple life. And his wife and him, they did not interfere with the operations and not affected by the operations of this massive city of Hastinapur, where millions of people lived. And in her own life, she just always dedicated herself to maintaining her union of service, mood of devotion to God. And for her, God represented Krishna, who's means all attractive. And so she lived in this place, daily practicing her spiritual life. And one day, Krishna showed up at her house. And so much was the intensity of the love that she had for Krishna. She wanted to feed Krishna, but she had no food in the house. And she grabbed the banana she had on the shelf. And she was seeing love personified sitting in front of her. And she was feeding the banana peels to Krishna and throwing the banana. And Krishna was sitting there eating banana peels. It's crazy. How would someone eat banana peels and throw the banana away? What was happening was that Krishna was recognizing the devotion and the love that Vidura's wife had for him. And so he was reciprocating with the love. And she, out of such deep love to be in in personally and present in front of Krishna, such deep was the love that she actually forgot what she was doing. She was just offering, just wanted to offer something from the heart. So there are many, many such instances in the Vedas that we study about what it means to be seen. When we go to a temple, when we go to a church, we go there to see God, to pray to God. When we go to the church, we pray to God for our daily bread, as we say it. We go to the temples and we pray to God for different gifts. Imagine going to the temple to see God personified wanting to see us. Imagine that mood. And this is what it means to be seen. That we go there so that because someone that can see beyond all the layers of covering, the real essence of who we are. So this is in Sanskrit what we call darshan. We go to the temple, have darshan. That means we're going there to be seen, to see our essence. Because when we are seen, even by one person in this world, it gives us purpose in life. When someone sees us, when someone hears us, it gives us tremendous impetus. It gives us meaning. And this is why this important need of the soul to be seen is so critical, because it is existential. It gives us a reason to live. So this crisis that we are in, existential invisibility, is addressed simply by recognizing that we have to turn inwards. The world is outside. We have to turn inwards to see ourselves. And deep inside of this heart is situated God, is situated the divine. The supreme being is situated within ourselves. And only when we can see ourselves, then can we actually see God within ourselves. So in the practice of bhakti, this is such an important principle. What can we do every single day that we are seen? So a life of service is a simple attempt every single day that we are seen. Because a service is a knock on the door to the heart. Because in our lives, in the outside world, we will be knocking on thousands and thousands of doors. How many people have we approached in pursuit of hoping that they will see us? Your friends, your family, your society, we're knocking on doors after doors after doors, waiting to be seen. And yet we're living in this world not seen. So the sages are recommending, why are you going around the world knocking on so many doors? Why not take the time to knock on the door of your heart every single day? Because when we finally open the door to our heart, we will be able to see who we truly are as eternal loving souls, created by God simply to love others and to experience love. And this is what it means to be seen. And the process is very simple. The process of bhakti is really simple. It is simply taking the time to invest in your heart. Every single day, a little bit of time, 1 hour, 2 hours, to sit and be in that space. So this is my thought for today. There's many, many stories. I'll tell you one more story and then I'll end. And then you can share. There's a story of this lady named Shavari. She was considered a great saint. And she was waiting her whole life to see Ram. Ram was the object of her love. So she waited and waited and waited and waited for Ram. And she waited and she got very old and she was living in the jungle, in the forest. And every day she would go to the forest and pick berries and fruits and offer it to Lord Ram. And Ram did not show up. Finally, in her elder years, very last years of her life, she is there picking berries and singing loving songs from her heart to serve the object of her love. And Ram finally shows up at her cottage in the forest. And she's so excited that finally my Lord of the heart, my heart has arrived. And she wanted to make sure that everything she offered the Lord, she would taste it. Can you imagine? She's picking all the berries, tasting each and every berry, putting it in her basket so she could offer it to Lord Ram. And finally, when Ram shows up, she's feeding Ram, hand feeding Ram with all these half-eaten berries. It was the devotion that Ram that saw in her heart. And it is she could see because she opened the doors to her heart. Time and space disappeared when her heart opened. Such was her meditation. Because when you're in that state of love in your heart, time actually stops. Time and space becomes irrelevant. And this is what happens in the practice of bhakti. We stop time and space, and we are able to remain in the present. So, in conclusion, to be seen means to be living in the present, situated in your heart, in a loving union of service with the divine. And that is what we are all looking for in this world, in every place, in every relationship, in every interaction. We are looking to have that experience of being seen. So thank you so much for your presence. Would anyone like to share any reflections? We have 15 minutes. Or have any questions or clarifications of anything I have shared? Kelly, please share with us.
Hey Krishna, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
I just loved it. My question, my curiosity comes, what is the difference, the longing to be seen versus the longing for significance?
Hmm.
That they're not the same.
Yeah, very beautiful question. Yes, yes. To be significant in this world is an identity that the ego needs to be filled. When we are trying to become significant in this world, it is the food that the ego thrives on. And ego needs it and seeks it and makes all the effort in this world to be somebody in this world. And the interesting thing is that everybody is wanting to be somebody, but every bodies in this world is temporary. All the bodies, everyone is a body. We all have bodies. So all these bodies in this world, all the identities related to these bodies are only significant in this world. So that significance in this world is an ego identity. And so therefore, we make all efforts to become significant. Like, I need to be significant. I need to be somebody. In practice of bhakti, we're not trying to become somebody. We are actually trying to become nobody so that we can get out of this world. Because this body is in this world is only for this world. In the spiritual world, you don't have this body. You have a spiritual form that is transcendental. It is made of pure love, eternity, and all knowing. And that is what our spiritual form looks like. It's hard to fathom with a material body. What would that eternal form look like? So the answer to that is simply that live a life in this world centered around service, centered around spiritual community. And when we leave this world, our consciousness will carry us to our spiritual form. So, in essence, to be somebody in this world may be a trap that will keep us in this world. To engage in service and loving others and serving others, that it that doesn't require just your body. It requires the pure intention of the heart. And that is what bhakti is. I don't know if that helped to clarify, Kelly.
Thank you. It does, but I can imagine it gets confusing. The desire, the deep desire to be seen and also be nobody at the same time, it is confusing.
Yes, because the mind and the ego are always competing with the soul.
Mm.
And it always tends to be loud and rambunctious because the mind by nature is very loud. And so therefore it gets very, very confusing. And that's why we have to climb down the ladder and go into the chambers of the heart of safety, because that's where the love is.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
question. Thank you so much. Shiva and Troy, you have something to share with us.
First off, Harry Bowl. This was a really good
Haribol.
class, and I enjoyed it. And I'm glad that my family was here to be able to take part in that. My question is about celebrating. Um, I find that like even in this conversation, I want to celebrate the fact of being able to hear this and to be able to take it in and to just um, have that to further me in the week. So where does like is celebrating what you learn, what you um, feel about yourself? Is that part of being seen in a way that isn't about like the ego, but it's just about the fact of you having something that you connect with and it makes you feel good.
Yes. When we're in the heart, every moment is a celebration. Celebration is always in the present. Whenever you're in the present in your heart, it is a celebration. It explains that in the spiritual world, which is our eternal home, we are in 24/7 in celebration. You only sleep when you want to. There's no need. You only eat when you want to. Well, every word is a song and every move is a dance. That's what spiritual life is all about, celebration. So, yes, please celebrate all the time.
Vedaji, thank you.
Yeah, so I have a
Div-
question.
Yes,
My question is, why does Krishna like peel banana
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 peels.
peels? Yeah, why does he like banana peels?
He loves you. Whatever you give him, he'll take it because it is only in the heart that matters. Like when you, whatever you do for your mom and your dad, they just love it. They give you candy, they buy you candy, and you open the candy and you offer a candy to your mama and your daddy, and they're just so much in love. Why is that? It's because you gave them from your heart. So that's what Krishna wants. Krishna wants your heart. He doesn't need, so if you give the candy wrappers to your mama, she will still take it and receive it and say, thank you. What?
Give it to your mom.
So
So
thank you.
Thank you.
so it's the love that you have in your heart for your parents that that's all they want from you. And that's what God wants from us. He just wants the love that we have in our hearts.
Thank
Everything
you.
else is
Yes.
secondary. Okay, Demaya, you have a question or
Hare
something
Krishna.
you'd like to share?
I have a question, but I just wanted to glorify you for the amazing ways Krishna allows you to speak. Um, my question is, you spoke on how the mind and ego fights with the soul. That's correct.
Yes.
Why does it do that?
Oh, because the mind likes to fight. The mind
Mm,
doesn't need to have a reason to fight. It just likes to fight and quarrel. Because the material world is very glitzy and glamour. Imagine going to the mall. Every time you walk around the mall, the mind wants this, the mind wants that. The mind constantly hankers and wants. So by nature, the mind needs to have things. And the heart is helplessly, if the heart is not trained, is not properly cultivated, helplessly runs and just follows the dictation of the mind. And that's why in our spiritual life, the intelligence is the mother or is the guru. We have to engage the intelligence to redirect the mind and bring it to the heart. When the heart and mind are in a perfect harmony, that is where we experience transcendental love. Because that is absolute harmony. There is there is absolute presence. The absolute truth is only experienced when the heart and mind are in perfect harmony and union. And that's why in the practice of bhakti, we are always thinking and singing to the mind because the mind is like a little baby. You have to sing to the mind and bring the mind closer and closer to the heart. There's a very beautiful song by one great sage, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He sings, Mama mana mandire Rahani Siddhi. Krishna Murari, Sri Krishna Murari. Very beautiful song. He's saying, my mind, please come to my heart and let us together chant and dance. Can you imagine? Beautiful, right? Asking the mind to please come to the center of the heart so we can both chant and dance. So this is what bhakti is. It's bringing the mind so that we can always be in that space of divine dance. Okay, anyone else would like to share anything?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. This is very beautiful. It made my day very special listening to this, and it was well needed today.
Thank you, Daria, for sharing your heart. Anyone else would like to share? Yup, Yup and Matilda, these are like some of my favorite people. I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but I just love the fact that when they're together, they're always singing and dancing and they're bringing so much joy. Yup, would you like to share something about this?
Well, it's hard to share something because what you said, it's all about love and all about getting back to yourself, to your heart, and feel your love and share your love. And that's what life is all about. And that's beautiful. That's what I feel when I hear you speaking, then I feel, yeah, that's what it is. It's about love. It's about, and if you live in a community, in a family, like we did in a retreat or like we did in India, then
Like we're doing now.
like we're doing now, yeah. Then it's every week or in India every year. It's the same. My heart opens, and that's what it's all about. And yeah, then I don't have much words then because I feel it, and
Yes.
that's good. Then I feel the self-love and the love for everyone and the love for every tree and every plant and yeah, that's great. So it was a beautiful meeting again. It is a beautiful meeting again now. And yeah, I don't know. This is it. This is what it's all about.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes, we have a trip coming up to India. Every year we do a trip. Those of you who would like to join us, please
Mm.
reach out to me and I will make sure that we hold a space for you and your heart. Many of you are coming. We still have spaces available. Divya, I see your hand. Please share something, Divya.
This was really, really beautiful. Um, and I just want to comment, when we bring the mind to the heart, we experience fullness.
Yes.
We the body is, this vessel is so filled with this divine vibration of love that it spills out. The vessel cannot hold it all. And as it spills out, we see it in everything. We see it in our homes. We see that love in our neighborhoods, in our cities. We see it in nature because it's fullness. There is nothing but love. There is nothing but divine consciousness. And thank you for today. It was
I
beautiful.
love it. That was so beautifully put, Divya.
Purnamitam, Purnamitat, Purnamatachate.
Yes. Yes. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to share? We have 1 more minute.
Hey Veda, you mentioned Bhakti Vinod Thakur's, you mentioned a story about him. We're going to be doing 2 trips to India this year, and one of them is to Mayapur, which is his house there. I can't remember exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. In Suravikund. Yes.
Do you want to
Thank you
talk a little
for
bit about that?
yeah. We are doing two trips. One is a trip from GEV Rishikesh Vrindavan, and then we're doing another trip. We're doing a deep immersion in Vrindavan and in Mayapur, and we'll go to his house, the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this great sage who propagated the mission of spreading love and spreading bhakti all over the world. So yeah, all of you are invited to see what it is to be in those sacred spaces. And I know many of you are already coming. So just drop whatever you're doing with life and just let's go. Let's just go. And yeah, just reach out and to Keshavi Ma, she knows all the details, or reach out to Nitai, Lakshman, myself, and we'll be happy to give you all the details. I know Yucca or Yoka. Yoka signed up. She's coming. And of course, Yop and Matilda were the first ones. I don't have all the details of who signed up yet, but I highly recommend to see the spiritual places from the lens of the teachers' hearts. The teachers who have uh, enabled us to see all these sacred places from the eyes of their heart is how we're going to see. And the way we're going to live is how Yop and Matilda said, we're just going to be in the space of love 24/7 for 11 days. Imagine that.
Yes.
We will be drowning ourselves. We will be intoxicated in spiritual love. So thank you all so much. I am so grateful to be with each and every one. Please do not forget to let yourself know and let people around you know how much they're loved and how much the heart is waiting for us to enter into that space. Thank you all very much. Namaste.